shit is distracting. Yeah, it temporarily dropped, but it's back on. Ain't nothing stopping this. Ain't nothing stopping this Dead by Daylight stream. Nothing. she was 5 years old, Adiris, the youngest of a family of 7, was left on the brickwork burning steps of the Temple of Purgaton at the center of Babylon. To process her shock and sorrow, she held on to the belief that the gods had a plan for her. Her new life was one of quiet servitude. She would tend to the garden, prepare ceremonious meals, and polish ceremonial incense burners. At night, she would pray for a sign that would reveal her purpose. When she came of age, she attended the high-ranking priest during the yearly worshiping of the sea-goat, the god of water and creation, swinging a censer down the great apostle hall. She cast thick black fumes that reached the cold tower and stone pillars. Before dissipating, her worries lifted, and resultant bliss made her feel closer to the gods of her. She worked herself to the bone each day that followed, fulfilling her duty while taking on new ones. As she aided the priests during the purification rituals, the priests were more and more in need of assistance. Cleanses were being performed daily to answer the demand from outside. The high temple walls were a catastrophic plague has resurfaced within months. The priests contracted the disease. It did not take long before they became too weak to perform any type of ritual. Adiris, having assisted in many purification rituals, was the only one able to carry on. The swelling panic had to be contained, even if by a novice. Anxious before our first ceremony, Adiris visits the priest's sanctuary chamber. When she lit the candle, she noticed a narrow opening at the back. Sliding through the gap, she reached a crypt hidden under the sanctuary. The chamber was bare except for the statue of a woman who stood with outstretching hands, her fingers covered in jewels. It was the sign Adiris had been waiting for. The great hall was packed with followers who bowed down as Adiris entered. She strode to the brick altar and grabbed the ceremonial dagger forged in silver, her ruby-ringed fingers wrapping around the blade like claws. Sudden display of luxury and intrigued the followers, who were struck already by her youth and beauty. As she began reciting the epic of creation, the woman in the back swooned and collapsed. Adiris rushed to her and noticed the black blisters covering her feet. Without hesitation, Adiris grabbed her sacred blade and swung it at her own foot, severing her toe. As she'd offered the bloody part to the gods, asking them to protect the woman, a silence fell over the followers, who revered Adiris as their new priestess. Tales of her wealth, beauty, and devotion began to spread across the city as quickly as the disease. Soon Adiris' followers called her the High Priestess of Babylon. Oh, that's who she is. Okay. But her faith was tried when she showed the first signs of infection. Her cough became a mix of phlegm and blood. Her nut erupted in abscesses. A four-toed foot darkened. Ashamed of her condition, she began wearing a veiled headpiece and carried a censer that masked the rancid smell of sick that clung to her skin. Hoping to be saved, she kept performing the rituals, offering blessed water and food to her followers. But no ritual could save her. In a desperate attempt to appease the gods, Adiris banished herself from the city. Few followers venturing through the cold woodlands of Arashtu until it was no longer possible to walk. They camped in a damp cave where Adiris lay in a pool of vomit. Her foot, which had turned black, was so swollen that she could not go any further. Her followers and she had realized the truth in that cave. They were all infected with the plague. Kneeling among her wretched followers, Adiris made one last prayer. The black fumes of incense rose into the damp air before wiped off by a cold breeze. Neither the body of Adiris nor her followers were ever found. Many told tales of her return, but no one truly knew what fate had befallen the High Priestess of Babylon. Damn. Oh, the darkness among us. Oh. Alright, I'm done doing Dead by Daylight. Oh yeah, I forget. I can't leave the game like that.